There's a Hayom Yom that says that the Igeres HaKedesh Katointi was written many, many years after the Igeres HaKedesh Peschem Bebracha. Because this Igeres HaKedesh Katointi was written, as it says on the top of the page, Achar B'Yossi mi Peterburg, when it came back from Peterburg, which was Tafkuf Nun Zayin and Tafkuf Nun Tes, 1798 or 1800. This is Tafkuf Nun Tes, Tafkuf Samach Aleph. And the Igeres Peschem Bebracha, it started before he went to Mezrich, and it was written in the earlier years of the Rebbe's Nesias. I heard from a Yid who told me that Pasuk Kotenti is the 8th Pasuk of the 8th Pasha in Teireh. And 8 goes on the Mailam, he say the Ishtalshalos. And the whole Teireh and the Igeres HaKedesh is to be humble. The Nekud that this Igeres HaKedesh is that when a person in this world is great, he's a Balgaiva. The greater he is, the bigger he is a Balgaiva. In Yiddishkeit is Punkt verkehrt. The greater you are, the closer you are to the Eibishter, and the more it humbles you. The raya that something is kedusha, not liyuma, says the humility. And you look in Chassidus and in Sifrei Musar, the worst meat is gaiva. You look at the goyim that the Rabbeim used to speak about negatively. They would speak about their gaiva. The gaiva pushes away the Eibishter. You understand? So the Alter Rebbe comes from Peterburg, and Hashem made such a big nest. Misnagdim tried to destroy Chassidus, and they lost. They failed. And the Alter Rebbe kateinti mekal chasadim mekal v'geim. I'm humbled. Too small for all the kindness and all the truth. Pirush. Try and says the Alter Rebbe, what's the pshat kateinti mekal chasadim? Not I'm too small for all the chasadim, but because of all the chasadim. Shevakol chesed v'chesed. Anytime there's an act of kindness, HaKadosh Baruch Hu that Eibush does to a person, that should humble the person. Not I don't deserve the chasadim, but it's the chasadim that humble me. When the Eibush is closer to me, it makes me smaller. Ki chesed dreya yamina. Chesed is the Eibishter's right hand. The v'yamina techapkein, the Eibishter's right hand embraces. Shehi, which is bechinas kivas alikim mamish. It's closeness to the Eibishter mamish. B'yeses eis milafon, with more power than was before. Hashem shows you an act of kindness. He's being more kind to you and closer to you. And chol hakol v'lavaya, any person is closer to the Eibishter. B'yeses eis, with more weight. V'hagba and higher, l'mayla higher and even higher. Right? It shouldn't be like Bilam, who became a Balgaiva from it, but Punkfaket. Tzarech liyas yesesh shval ruach lamatamat, has to be humbler, lower and lower. Moshe Kosev, as the Pasuk says, Meirachik, when a person acts like he's far away, in other words, when a person is humble, Avaya, Nidali, the Eibishter appears. Keneda, it is known, the Kul, the Kameidaf, everything that's in front of him is nothing. In other words, the more closer to the Eibishter you are, it shouldn't make you bigger, it should make you smaller. Vim Kanan, therefore, since the truth is that everything in Beit Hashem is nothing, anything which is closer to him, is more nothing. Says the Alter Rebbe, V'zu, and this cause and effect. Hashem shows you more kindness, and you respond with more humility. Says the Rebbe, this is bechinas yamin shebegedush. This is how chesed is in holiness. The chesed la'Avram, like the kindness that Avram Avinu had. She'amad, that he said, I am sand and ash. Okay, Avram Avinu saw so much chesed from the Eibishter, and what did he do? Humbled him. In Klippa, the more you have, the more metzias you are. And okay, that metzias cuts you off from the Eibishter, and ultimately it interrupts the chayes aliki. In Kedusha, the more you have, the more humble you are. Says the Rebbe, in addition to this humility being the midah of Avraham Avinu, Hashem gives you chesed and you're humble. It's also the midah of Yankiv. And this is the pshat, kateinti mikol chesed. Avraham Avinu was chesed, and the chesed Eibishter humbled him in the Eirav of Eifer. Yankov Avinu was Teferes, and the chesed and Eibishter gives Yankov, also humbles Yankov Avinu. What's the difference between Teferes and chesed? How Avraham is humble from the Eibishter's chesed, and how Yankov was Teferes is humble from the Eibishter's chesed, I don't know, because there's two different midas. But because they share this quality, Ubazeis, and therefore his Natzel, he's explaining why he was afraid of Esav. Even though V'leidaile shouldn't have been enough for him. Hashem promised him, I'm going to be with you. Hashem, Yankov Avinu should have trusted the Eibishter is going to take care of him. Why is he afraid? And the Teretz is Katenti. He was humbled by all the kindness the Eibishter gave him. He thought he didn't deserve any more, and therefore he was afraid of Yankov Esav Arosh. Yankov Avinu was very, very small in his eyes. Why? Because the unbelievable kindness, that he originally went across the sea only with his stick, and therefore he's not worthy to be saved at all. Or the Gemara says Shema Yigram Achet, maybe some kind of an Aveda affected. He was thinking maybe he sinned, but it's all rooted in humility that comes faked. The more the Eibishter gives you, if you think about this, in the world, the more money a person has, the more Balgaiva he becomes, the more self-confident he becomes. And Teda says faked. On the other side, who Yishmael Chesed Echli, but the side of Yishmael, that's Chesed of the Yumazeh, that Kol Shah Chesed Gadol. Kol Shah Chesed Gadol, the more Hashem gives him, Hu Heilech V'Gadol B'Geiva V'Kasis Haruach, he goes and he's bigger, higher, and with more Gaiva, and V'Reichav Libe, abroad than an open heart without any humility. But in Kedusha, when Hashem gives, it humbles. And the more he gives, the humbler you become. Ulzei says, Al Rebbe, therefore, Bosim and Amediyah, my daughter, I want to make a very important announcement to everybody. L'Kol Sanash, to all of Chassidim, Al Riyuya Chassidim, for all the kindness that Shehigdal Hashem Aseh Simonu, that Hashem did greatness with us. That Lecha is the Midas of Sheyankiv. We should hold on to the Midah of Yankiv Avinu, of course, and also the Midah of Avraham Avinu. She'er Ameh, who She'er is Yisrael, the remnant of his people, and the remnant of Yisrael. Notice that by Yankiv he says Ameh, and by Yisrael he says Yisrael. That is, that when the Eibishter gives us Shemeisim Atmik Yishrayim or Meises Mamish, he makes himself as leftovers and residuals, not necessarily Mamish, Shein Beshum Tzedek, that he has no self-worth because Hashem gives him so much. And therefore, the Bilti Rum Levav Me'achayim V'chol, not Chas Hashem, they should lift up their hearts against their brothers. Not to open up a big mouth and say, ha, we won and you lost. Or Lishrich Aleim, and not to whistle at them, Chas V'Shalom, Hasmila Haskir. It shouldn't keep quiet and even mentioning. With an unbelievable warning not to respond. Like there's an Igeres HaKedesh, which the Alter Rebbe wrote later on, in which he says that the more we have from the Misnagdim, and we keep quiet, the Mr. Maggid said, the more Hatzlacha and Baruch there's going to be to Chasidus. But rather, Lahashpil Rucham V'Livam, to lower their spirit in their hearts. B'midas emes le'yankiv, with the midah of emes le'yankiv avinu, b'pnei kol adam, for all people, even the people where the Eibishter gave us chesed against them, v'nemichas ruach, with a lowly spirit, u'ma'an erach, and when a person answers with softness, meishiv chema, it brings back anger, v'ruach necheya, and a broken spirit, v'goymed, the Rebbe has a footnote where he tries to explain what's the dig, v'ruach necheya, and he says like this, he says that he brings the pasuk, it says ruach necheya tivesh gorim. Gorim means a bone, and it means something which is very, very hard. When a person has a broken spirit, it not only takes away anger, but it actually causes the person to be mispious. The Rebbe is trying to say, that this shouldn't be negative. And ruach necheya tivesh gorim is actually something from positive, that there should be an union from pious. The Misnagdim should reconcile with us. But wait, I'm not sure I understood it correctly, but that's what I think he's saying. So the Rebbe has in the Hayom Yom that if these words, if the Alter Rebbe had not written these three words on the bottom of the page, he would have 50,000 more Chassidim. Have to be emes. I just want to mention to you before we finish that in Tanya, in Perek Yud Beis, he finishes off, right? What does he say? At the end of Perek Yud Beis, page 34, quickly. He talks over there about paying back bad with good. Look at the end of Perek Yud Beis in Tanya, page 34. 4 lines end of the page. It says, you should behave with your friend with a midah of chesed and extra love that you show him. To suffer from him till the other extreme. Not to get angry at all. Not even to give him back bad when he gave you bad. To the contrary, to give those who are guilty goodness, to Yossi treated his brothers. Now the Rebbe is saying the same thing in our Igeres HaKedesh. Since the Eibishter gave us such kindness, we should not give meanness to those who are mean to us, but love. And then the Alter Rebbe added, the previous Rebbe has the Sikha where he says, the Alter Rebbe added this later on. He wrote the Igeres HaKedesh once, and then later he added these words, and by adding these words, the Alter Rebbe was Neiteya by Chsidim Midas Tevis, and all of this, and perhaps, in other words, if we will be humble from the brachas of the Eibishter and be kind to the Misnagdim, Yitin Adeshem B'Leiv Achayim, the Eibishter should place in the hearts of our brothers that Kamayim upon a game, just like we're showing them love and gentleness, they should show us reciprocal love and reciprocal gentleness, that not only shouldn't cause something negative, but there should be a from peace.